All right, so the author asks you to read the following passage about plastic and they answer question based on the non-fiction. This is a non-fiction, okay? 它不是小说哦，它是事实，它是真实存在的啊。All right, so you see this little girl. She has a cup in her hand, and it's a straw. Okay, this is a straw. Straw usually is made of plastic. Okay, and there's a ball probably made of plastic. And I'm not sure what is a bag of candy, usually made of plastics. And the toy itself, they sells, most likely made of plastics or wood. All right, so but plastic is more likely because it's cheaper and easier to make. All right, so now let's come back to our lesson. Let's aside. Okay, so Fang Fang and Ruby and Lily. Okay. All right, Fang Fang, please read. Start. Walk around.
Okay. Walk around your home and you are about to find something made of plastic. Toys that make you smile and games that fill your family game night with a lighter are probably made of plastic. Not to mention many of the yummy snacks you much on are packaged in plastic. Plastic seems to be a very big part of our lives. But did you know that plastic has not always been around?
Very good, very good. All right, here are some phrases that we can learn and start to use it in our daily conversation. All right, walk around. So you walk around, right? You walk from here to there, you walk around. So walk around your home. And you are bound to. You are bound to, it means that you are most likely to find something. You are bound to walk around your home. You are bound to find, oh, your family are up at this moment. And if you walk around at the school, you are bound to meet other students. So are bound to is means more, something is more likely to happen. Okay. So you'll find things that are made of plastic. So if you look around your room right now, where you are right now, you see a lot of stuff made of plastic. This, my cup, my breakfast. Okay, I'm using a plastic cup to hold my breakfast. So if you look around your room right now, you'll find things that are made of plastic. That's for sure. Okay, so here because it is for kids, so they mention toy and games. All right, and this is a good word, laughter. Ha 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 ha. So you laugh. So the sound you make, laughter. Okay. All right, so probably made of plastic, as I said. Okay, like this. This is a cell phone holder. So cell phone can stand here. This is made of plastic. So if you look around your room right now, if there are 100 items in your room, most likely more than 3/4 of the items are made of plastics. Some may made of metal, some may be made of wood, but I think a large proportion of it are okay made of plastic. All right, so here it said that not to mention means is for sure. 不用讲了，中文是 mention 是提到嘛，所以不用提，也就是说一定是的意思啊。The yummy snake. Okay, so if you go out and buy a sandwich for your breakfast, okay, what will you hold that sandwich? Plastic bags, right? The sandwich itself was packaged in a small plastic bag. Then outside another plastic bag for you to hold it. So is you are bound to find a lot of plastic items in your daily life. So it seems to be a very big part of a life, okay? So, but plastic was not always around because we only started to use it in, I don't know, 50 years. I remember when I was little. Oh, okay, now let's ask Lily this question. Lily is the senior citizen here. So Lily, when do you start to use plastic? Do you remember? Lily? Lily?
Yes.
The reason I asked Lily is that Fang Fang and Rudy are so young. You are only in your 20s. And so when you were born, plastic has been all around already. So you don't remember the life without plastic. So Lily, what do you think? When do you start to use plastic products?
Plastic is sometimes very convenient for in our daily life, but because somebody is more to use and waste it, so it can affect our 环境怎么说？
Environment.
environment. So just in the June, it's very hot.
Yes.
It can cause of the Earth warm, 就是地球暖化。Yeah, and have a
global
big
warming. 地球暖化 global warming.
raw.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Global 就是地球。Okay.
Raw. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
So all the world have many disaster. Just things 土石流landslide.
Mudslide or landslide. 土石流
Yes.
landslide.
Landslide or tsunami and or high hot 就是高热，像新疆就到
heat.
heat.
Heat. Yes.
Heat. For example, at China, Xinjiang have 81
degrees Celsius?
Yeah, 81, yes, it's true. This morning I see
My
the
God.
news. Yeah, my God, yes.
81 Celsius.
81, yeah, 81度 C, yes.
Oh my God.
So hot. Also, it can hurt Saint Germain, very heavy. Yes.
Okay.
So we have.
But when because Lily is a little bit senior than I am, so do you remember when you were a kid, when you were very young, do you use plastic?
No, only liter.
Very little, right?
Yeah, it's liter. It's a paper with
Use
paper.
paper or straw or leaves.
Yeah.
From trees,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So when I was little, we used those too. We used newspaper to wrap our breakfast.
Yeah.
Or use leaves to wrap our food. So that's what happened when we were little. But now, let me ask Rudy and Fang Fang. Now, when you go out to buy breakfast, how is your food most likely be wrapped or carried back home? Fang Fang, you go first.
The food come from home or everything breakfast I can come back home.
everything you carry home, you use a plastic bags, right? See, that's how
Right.
it is. Now you look at your cell phone. The case of your cell phone is made of plastic.
Yes.
My mouse is made of plastic. Almost everything, right? Rudy, what about you? Rudy, what about you?
Every time I go out to lunch or breakfast, I think I will direct it there, or maybe sometime I will take my lunch out to the restaurant.
Oh, okay. See, Rudy just gave us a solution, right? Rudy will be eating at the restaurant there, so he doesn't need to carry everything back. Because if you eat it there, they have a tray or a plate for you to use. Maybe the tray itself, the plate itself, is made of plastic, maybe, but if it's there, it might be recyclable. They can use it again. Or maybe the tray is made of paper, but paper will need to be waste as well. But maybe the tray is made of metal tray. So the store, the shop can wash it and use it again for the next meal. Very good. Or Rudy carry his own meal box, a lunch box. And so when you go to the restaurant, he can fill the mailbox and carry it home. And maybe he will have a bag that is recyclable and carry the bag. So you don't just use the new ones. If everybody reduce the usage of plastic items, then we reduce the amount of waste. That waste means that you throw away, you don't want it. So Rudy, very good. Rudy just gave us a solution. All right, very good. Now let's read the next paragraph. What is plastic? Now let me share the screen. All right, Rudy, please go.
Okay. Plastic one of the useful inventions. It can be flexible or hard, depending on how people make it, and is now used in a lot of everyday items. A useful thing about plastic is that it can be all different shapes, size, and strengths. Plastic toothpaste holders are easy to squeeze, while hard plastic storage containers help preserve food and keep liquids from spilling. Plastic also lasts hundreds of years, so well-left toy can last a long time.
Very good. So what is plastics? Okay, it's really seriously, it's one of the most useful invention. It is. It is, okay, because like this one, I can use it 100 times. And it's so useful. So people like it. People like it, right? Okay, it can be flexible. Okay, it can be soft, like my tissue paper, the back, like can be flexible, or hard, like my cup, depending on how we made it, okay, and how to use it, okay. And so that's why it's using our everyday items. So I use both every day, so everyday items. It can be different shapes, okay, sizes and strengths. So it can be very hard. I can throw this on the floor, it still holds, it won't break. All right, so if we brush our teeth, plastic toothpaste holder, okay, are easy to squeeze. Okay, the holder means the tube of our toothpaste is easy to squeeze. Can you squeeze it, right? To squeeze. All right, while hard plastic storage containers like your lunchbox, okay, can help to preserve food. So the liquid my drink. Okay, it's protein powder drink. Okay, so you won't spill out. Okay, so I can kind of hold it upside down and you won't spill, right? And it also lasts. Okay, remember this word? Very good word. This word here is a verb. It says it can stay here for a long time. It can last hundreds of years. After we are all gone, we are all dead. Okay, this was still here, unless somebody throw it away. Throw it away is still there because it won't die, right? It lives forever. Okay, so that's why people like use plastics, because things we like to use can last a long, long time. All right. So now let's read next paragraph. Okay, Lily, would you please do it? Thank you.
Okay. Plastic is mostly made of oil. Oil comes from tiny plants and animals that have been squashed underground for a long time and is created through a natural process. To manufacture plastic, people need to gather the oil from deep underground using oil rings. Then the oil is separated into different types of oils and gases at an oil refinery. When they separate the oil, refineries look for naphtha, which is a thin oil, at the petrochemical plant. People then heat naphtha to make the main ingredient of plastic. Finally, factory add color and chemical to shape and mold the plastic into what they want to make.
Okay, could you finish this part as well?
Plastic cheap and relatively easy to make. If that weren't the case, then drink and snack company would not use it to package their products.
Oh, that's okay. Very good. Thank you. So how is plastic made? Okay, later we will watch a couple of videos to see the process, all right? So plastic is mostly made of oil. Okay, the oil is not the one we cook, okay, at home. Okay, it's not the one we put into our car. Okay, the oil we talk about is the crude oil, the original one. The one is sucked underground from the earth. All right, so that's the oil we are talking about. Remember, this piece was written for children, so they try to avoid too many difficult words. All right. So oil came from tiny plants and animals. Okay, of course they were buried underground, being squashed. Okay, squashed underground. So they were buried underground for a long, long time, millions of years, not hundreds, millions of years. Okay, so through the process, okay, then those tiny plants and animals, okay, created something else. Okay, so it's created through a natural process. All right. To manufacture means make. Okay, to make, but manufacture usually we'll talk about it when it's in a plant. The plant here is not the plant here. Okay, the plant here is 植物. Okay, The plant here is 工厂. Okay, so a plant is a place people make things inside. All right. 那这个 plant 呢是指植物 different meaning. Same word, different meanings. So people need to gather, okay, the oil from deep underground using oil rig. Oil rig, later we will take a look at what oil rig is. It's a platform, okay, it could be on the earth or in the ocean, above the ocean. Then they will have a pipe on the ground all the way down on the ground. And here maybe the reservation of oil. Okay, so they suck the oil up along the line, the pipe, then send the oil to a plant, okay, to refine. So how it goes. Later we'll watch a video or two to see the process. Oil, okay, so then the oil is separated, okay. So they were in the plant, they will separate the oils into oil and gas. Remember, there's always gas here as well. And the oil refinery, the oil refinery here means the plant, okay. Then they separate, refine, look for naphtha. Okay, this is something I don't know. Okay, very thin oil. When we talk about thin, we are not talking about this thing, but watery, because something we can also use thick, right? When a soup is thick, it's very sticky. Thin here 就是我们说的，如果是讲汤的话，我们喝的汤这个如果汤是 thin， 它就是很水的。那如果这个汤是很 thick 的，它就是很稠的。那我们现在把这个水换成油，所以油也可以很没有很浓稠，它是比较清澈的，比较没有那么稠的啊。那个石油就是非常的稠，就是非常的 thick. All right, so naphtha is a kind of a thin oil. Petrochemical. Petrol 本身就是油的意思啊。So at the petromedical plant， 在那个炼油厂里面呢 ，people heat 把这个东西把它 heat 把它加热，就是刚刚Lily 讲的那个高温，我们会用 heat， 我们不会用 hot。那 heat 可以当名词，如果是 hot 的话，它只是形容词而已。Okay, all right. To make the main ingredient of plastics. All right. After a while, some processes, so the factory add color and chemicals to shape and mold. Mold 这边是指模型它用一个模型来做东西，因为这样才可以大量生产嘛，它可以 mass production， 它可以大量的生产So if you go buy plastic bags, usually it's a bunch， 就是一次就是买一大包它不会是买一个，你就在 7 会买到一个塑料袋，对不对？工厂一定是整箱，然后一箱里面有很多绑在一起的All right, so here is the process. Okay, so at the oil rig. Okay, the workers suck oil up, okay, then send to oil refinery, then go to another plant, then go to another factory. So process, this is the process. Okay, so why we can use plastic so easily? Because they are cheap and relatively easy to make. Relative 这边是相对的相对就是你要比较出来的。Okay, if you want to make a table, you need to cut woods, right? And need to make it fine, make it beautiful. They need to put the wood together to make a table. But if you use plastic, you can just use a mold. You can just use a mold to make a plastic table. Relatively easy. All right. Okay, here's something else that we can learn. If it's not the case, okay, we use this a lot. If something is not the case. 好，这里的意思就是说啊，如果不是这样的话，如果不是这样的话，所以这边说如果不是这样的话啊，如果 if it's not the case， 如果不是便宜又容易使用的话呢，工厂这些饮料跟这个零食的工厂呢，就不会用这个 plastic 这个material 来package their products。为什么？因为便宜啊，它可以卖的东西也可以便宜啊，然后因为便宜啊，用完丢掉不会可惜啊，所以它可以做很快的生产啊 ，right? So that's how it goes, right? So now let's watch a video or two, okay, to see how we learn about it. Okay, let me come back here. I haven't watched this one yet. Okay, listen, because there's only 50 so we are munching, we are eating. Okay, we throw away the packaging, the bottle, and the pack. And you go into the ocean, the fish may eat it. Okay, dissolve it in water, and the fish may those. Okay, and we eat those fish. Fish was caught by different boats. Fish was sent to market. Go to the market to buy the fish. Boats. So we are eating those plastics too. The birds eat those too. Birds eat fish as well. So isn't that terrible? Okay, so that's why say that we should reduce the amount of stuff that we use, all right? Okay, I try to find, okay, how plastic is made. All right. So this is after it is done. I want to find, okay, hold on, later we watch the how is Oreo. Okay, I want to watch this one. Okay, how long? 4 minutes? Fine. Okay, so this one, you see, this is the oil rig. Okay, it could be above water, it could be on land, it depends. All right, crude oil. Okay, this is the one we talk about 石油 but here the 石油 here means 我们说的原油，原来的原就是最原始的，就是那个 plants 跟那个 animals okay was crushed underground 然后产生的东西。Let's watch this one because this is short, but 我记得这个好像没有字幕。
Looking for great hotel prices? Plan your perfect stay with Agoda. Cozy.
All right, let's watch the process. So oil, gas, water. Okay, 好，所以这 is a pipe, all right? Go underground, all the way underground. Okay, so the oil, okay, and gas will be sucked up through the pipe, all the way up, okay, to the ground. Okay. And it was water was separated, okay, from the oil, okay, separator, okay, so 分离器, all right? And the gas will go up here, and the oil go the other way. So this one is very good, but unfortunately, there's no is not innovated. Okay, so the crude oil, okay, was kept here. So this is a reed. Okay, we can call it that. All right. So that's why 炼油厂常常都有很大的火，因为它要烧那个 gas。Okay. We can also use the gas as well. Okay, and use it to produce electricity. Okay. All right. So this is how the crude oil was extracted from underground. All right. Let's look at this one. 2 minutes.
Refining begins with a process called distilling. After oil is superheated, it becomes vapor. The vapor is fed into the distillation unit.
Vapor here是指
As it rises and cools, the vapor turns back into a liquid.
然后又凝结
Using
成
stacks of trays, the liquid is easily collected and separated by weight.
刚刚这个就是
The lighter and medium weight liquids require less processing before they're ready to be used in cars and trucks.
一手是柴油
The heavier liquids need more processing to become useful.
最后留下来
A process called cracking is used to maximize the usefulness of heavy oil. Heavy oil has long strings of carbon and hydrogen molecules. Using a catalyst, these molecules can be broken into smaller chains, transforming the heavy oil into lighter, more valuable fluids.
然后把它切断变成小的
Reforming is a process that increases the amount of gasoline produced from crude oil.
form.
One of the products separated in the distilling process is a liquid called naphtha.
它就是刚刚 Lily
The number of carbon atoms in naphtha is about the same as the number found in gasoline, but their structure is more complex. Reforming rearranges the naphtha molecule, turning it into a usable, gasoline-like molecule. Blending is a process of mixing different refinery products to make finished petroleum fuels. Gasoline, for example, is blended to achieve octane standards, creating the grades of gasoline you see at the pump: regular, mid-grade, and premium, that are necessary to meet the needs of specific engine types. Treating is a process used to produce cleaner gasoline, which helps protect both the environment and our health. Gasoline molecules contain impurities like sulfur that can be removed. When the molecules are heated and come in contact with a special catalyst, a chemical reaction occurs that strips the sulfur away. These sulfur compounds are used as fertilizers and in pharmaceuticals. Nothing goes to waste in a refinery.
All right, so this one is more like advertisement 跟我们讲说这个石油是没问题的，很好用的。
Don't risk losing the photos and videos from your phone. This innovative
但是everything has two sides， 每个东西每个 argument 它都有两方，正反面。OK， 但是现在这个塑胶的危机是的确是存在的因为我们每天丢垃圾，你就发现很多塑胶产品像刚刚 Rudy 讲的，我们的工作就是减少我们的使用量，至少我这一端出去的垃圾，塑胶垃圾会减少。那也就是说呢，我不要有塑胶垃圾进来，因为你不用了，你一定会出去嘛，一定要把它排出去嘛所以我们就不要带塑胶带回来，尽量不要买东西自己带一个包包，可以重复使用的包包去装。OK， 然后要买饭自己带一个饭盒去装尽量减少，那都完全不用也难度也很高，因为可能你去买的时候它已经包装好了，可是我们减少使用量就可以All right 因为这个影片很多然后也很长，然后我找不到刚刚好有 narrative 有讲话也有字幕的没有找到好 so now let's come back to the reading. All right. Okay, see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have 4 more paragraphs. Okay, 好 Rudy, okay, no problem. All right, so now let's read it. Rudy, you go first for this one because you might need to leave. Okay, so Rudy, go for this one. And Fang, okay. All right, now Rudy, go.
Okay. Okay. It took a while for scientists to discover plastic and realize its usefulness. Before we had plastic, people had fewer things. If those things broke, they would get them fixed instead of throwing them away. Most toys were made of wood or metal instead of plastic. Food was also wrapped in paper and used quickly instead of being kept fresh for a long period of time.
Okay, thank you. So this is, we talked about this part already earlier when we talk about when we to go buy stuff. When Lily and I was young, okay, we use items like paper. Where is that? In paper, we buy stuff and we use paper to wrap it. Okay, we use paper to wrap our food. Okay, and we eat the items quickly. We don't keep it for days. We don't. Okay, and the things can be used by metal, made by metal, metal or wood. Okay, instead of plastics. So when you go to buy lunchbox， 我们听过那个池上便当。池上便当呢，它的便当盒，就是用wood 的，它是用竹子，它是用竹子削成一片一片，然后做成那个便当盒，那个就比较环保。那其他的便当盒都是用纸的，可是它的纸呢上面有涂一层东西，那因为那层东西这个纸就不能回收，它就必须要燃烧掉。OK 所以有不一样。那小时候 when I was little, our lunchbox is made by metal. 我们是用金属的，是用我不知道不锈钢还是什么东西做的啊。So instead of 而不是都是用塑胶。Okay, so in the old time, we did use fewer items. Okay, because many of them are recyclable. Okay, but now we use it and we don't need it, we throw it away. So we produce a lot of trash. All right, so now Fang, please read this paragraph.
Many innovators contributed to the invention of plastic, including Alexander Perkins in 1859, but the use of plastic didn't become popular until the last 18 years. During the Second World War, in the 1940, a lot of military tools and equipment used plastic to help fight in the war. Some example are parachute and the plastic lining in helmet. About 50 years ago, plastic started to replace a lot of material. Some materials that plastic replaced were still in cars, glass in packaging, and wood in furniture.
Okay, very good. So here we read some examples of how plastics replace other materials. Okay, So it says it's an invention. Plastic is an invention, no problem at all. Okay. This person, Alexandra Parkus, okay, is one of them. Okay. But it did not become popular until the late 50 years, means 1880s. Okay, so plastic is here for a long time. Right now it's 2024. Wow, that's more longer than I thought. I thought it's only more than 100 years. Okay, almost 200 years, 200 and some years already. Okay. So, but it really started to be popularly used is in the 1900s, the 20th century. So a lot of military tools, 军人的用具呢 and the equipment use plastic. Okay, so parachute 是那个降落伞。So if you need to use something light, if it's too heavy, you're going to descend really fast, right? So plastic made it possible to make parachutes. 可以又轻又好带，降落的时候可以缓慢降落啊。All right, and the lining 是内衬of a helmet， 他们戴那个钢盔啊，里面有内衬。OK， 像你们骑机车的人 ，Lily， 那 Lily， Rudy， 还有芳，你们都骑机车你们的安全帽有内衬还好才可以清洗嘛，那个内衬可以拿来清洗All right. So about 50 years ago, it's about right, because when I was little, I was 10 around time, start to replace a lot of materials. 开始就取代了很多东西了Okay, so like even steel, 它甚至可以取代 steel 是钢啊，它甚至可以取代钢了。OK， 用塑胶做的那个车，因为车就比较轻，比较便宜。OK, gas in 还有这个 glass in packaging 用塑胶瓶而不是用玻璃瓶，对不对？还有呢，家具我们用塑胶的家具，像我现在坐的椅子是塑胶的没有 wood 的，没有木头了。All right, so you replace a lot of materials that we use already. All right, now let's read this part. Lily, please. Rudy, if you need to go, okay, just go. No problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, Lily, please read this paragraph.
Okay, thank you. While plastic is convenient because it lasts a long time and people can easily mold it into different shapes, its longevity is a problem since we make so much plastic every year, and much of the plastic is only used once. Plastic water bottles. The plastic waste people create is a lot for our environment to handle. Much of the plastic waste enters the ocean, which interfere with sea creatures and the ocean ecosystem. Sorry.
Okay, so now let's come to read this part again. Why are people reducing their plastic waste? 为什么要减量？塑胶减量 Okay, it's very convenient. Really, it is very convenient because it lasts a long time. Okay, 但是重点也在这里了，因为它太方便了。还有呢，就是它寿命太长，它不会自动分解的。真正的塑胶做制品它不会自动分解的so it lasts a long time. OK, 然后呢，很容易就可以把它做成各种东西。所以 in different, so 还有呢，所以它太方便，可是也是因为这样子，它的longevity 它的寿命它的寿命 is a problem， 它太长命，它不会自动分解，不像我们人100 years maybe we die and we decompose 的，我们分解了 Plastic, no, forever, right? So think about what we use, how much, how many we use. Okay, plastic bag. If you go out, you need water. Oh, give me a bottle of water. And after you drink it, what do you do with the bottle? You throw it away. So how many people do the same thing every day, everywhere? So a lot of plastic bottles. Okay. So our environment has a difficult time to handle this kind of waste. So either you burn it, create air pollution, you bury it. We don't have enough land to become a landfill, right? 掩埋场, right? So that's a lot of problems. So we ship it to other countries as the first video we watched, and create problem in other countries too. So it's not a solution. So we have to reduce our usage of the plastic. And as the other video we watched, many waste go into the ocean. Okay, so it interfere 干扰呢sea creatures 鱼啊 turtle 啊都会生病，甚至海鸟所以it affect our ocean ecosystem 这是海洋的生态。Okay, and the last paragraph, Fang Fang, please read it.
Even though plastic can be recycled, there are still some plastic that are non-recyclable. No, recyclable. These plastics are called single-use plastics. This plastic includes through used to grab greeting cards or the plastic around new toys and games. Some plastic can be recycled through the type additive of plastic determines how easy or difficult the plastic is to recycle. The impact of plastic on society and the earth is far-reaching. Plastic makes a lot of things easier, but there is a cost to that. Is the waste people create with the use of plastic is evident as well.
Okay, very good. All right, so even though 虽然 okay, plastic can be recycled again, 虽然可以循环使用 there are still some plastics that are non-recyclable, 是无法再使用的 okay, these plastics are called single-use plastics. These plastics include those used to wrap greeting cards. OK， 我们这个东西的外包装那一层薄薄的那个塑胶，那个我们是没有 recycle 的。Or plastic around new toys and games， 就是一样都是外包装哈。Some plastic can be recycled though. OK， 这个 though 呢，虽然这样有些还是可以被 recycle 的哈。The type of plastic determine how easy， 这个 determine 决定。哪一种塑胶是可以 recycle， 哪一种塑胶是不能 recycle 的哈？这个 type 那一种All right, how easy or difficult the plastic is to recycle？ 所以有些塑胶产品不能重复使用，我们可以减少使用那种产品，你就不会产生这个垃圾嘛所以这个就是我们芳芳这个讲给你听的哈，这就是我们说的因跟果，原因跟结果因果循环，因为我们买了它，所以我们就会必须把它丢掉产生的结果，这就是我们人生也是一样，我们是人生的循环所以我们就我们不是有听过叫业力吗？业力就是一个因果循环的结果那我们在使用东西上面也是一样所以我们不想制造垃圾，我们就不要买会制造那种垃圾的东西回来。 我们买不会制造那种垃圾的东西哦，这样子很简单的一个想法。那就是我们就是要 pay attention to what we buy, all right? 所以 plastic I'm sorry 哈 ，OK， 就是 the impact 这个影响力哈 of plastic on society 是社会，我们这个社会呀所以 the impact on our society and the earth is far reaching 呢就不是说很远啊，就是它的影响很大事实上也是很远，它的时间是很久的the plastic makes things easy, but the cost is a cost。OK， 那这个 cost 就是我们的要付出的代价。可是这种让我们生活简单方便，我们是要付出代价的。这个代价不是指钱，而是指我们的地球要付出很大的代价，我们的环境要付出很大的代价。这个 ease 就是它的舒适方便的意思这个 ease 跟这个 easy 是同一个字源the waste people create with their use of plastic is evidence as well. OK， 好，所以这个就是重复我们前面讲的，因为我们为了方便产生很多垃圾，然后呢，这些垃圾要去循环然后比如说跑到鱼肚子里面去，我们又吃了鱼后学跟丽丽讲是没问题，胖胖还吃荤你吃那些鱼，吃那些猪，那是不是又进到你的身体，所以也会造成我们身体的健康产生影响All right， 好，那let's come back to here 这边就是刚刚讲的这个 type 哪一种plastic， 这边就是讲这个其实有很多种有这边看到的有8种。那你去买东西的时候呢，这个瓶子如果是瓶子的话，它的通常背面或是某个地方它会显示它是哪一种 plastic， 它是哪一种好像这个4以上的比较安全如果是它是3以下的我们尽量不要使用。好，那this triangles are placed on plastic products to identify the type of plastic 这就是我们刚刚讲的说哪一种塑胶是可以重复使用，哪种不行。好，来 number 3, 6 and 7 are plastic that are harder to recycle。对不起我讲错是3、6、7是3、6、7是最难的the harder to recycle 最难重复使用的 because they give off the worst chemical 它们燃烧的时候呢会产生有毒物品好，所以呢几乎就不 recycle 了，它就不会重复使用了。那怎么办？只好去掩埋。那掩埋有时候没有掩埋的很好，有些会流入这个海洋，要造成海洋问题所以呢overall 总而言之呢，尽量减少使用这个塑胶的产品我们就是尽我们一分心力来减少垃圾量虽然我们不会只活这一生下一辈子什么时候来不知道，可是我们现在留下来的就是以后我们下次来是要接收的，好吧所以这个在这里我们要小心一点好，这一篇说难不难其实也有很多东西可以再看